Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Hello, welcome to my channel. We're back and we got Fleshy Saurus over there.
Hi, how's it going? I'm talking about Project 2025, so I wanted to be in my chair and not a cartoon for that.
Yeah, okay. So I am just doing some last minute stuff-a-majiggies.
Fair.
Because I forgot.
Ooh.
I got an uwu. I don't remember. I'm not on a screen where I can see what that was right now, so I will get that when I come back to it. Right now, I'm just setting up that chat highlight thingy.
I'm loving that the entire conversation in my chat is still focusing on the whether or not Star Wars was an allegory for World War II or if it was an allegory for Vietnam.
Okay, the thing that I was doing is not working, so yeah, sorry, if you're in the YouTube chat, I can't highlight your thing because I forgot to set up the thing that I thought was going to work, and then it didn't work just now.
Get wrecked, YouTube chat!
Too late to go back to the old one. So yeah, that was Rosina Keller with a thing that I can't highlight on Super Chat, saying deep super ooh hugs to all.
Now, Dorito Dave says, pretty sure Lucas said specifically it was for Vietnam. No, he did, because he was a staunch opposer of the Vietnam War, and that was when he was making the screenplay. Like,
yeah. Well, I want to take it back to the electric vehicles thing. So,
okay.
I was not saying that you think electric vehicles are bad. I have a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid van,
mm-hmm.
and it's basically designed for people with ADHD, because like I will forget to get gas, and then I will get in the van and I'm running late because I'm always running late, and I don't have time to get gas. Oh, but it's okay. I plugged it in when I got home last night, so even though I only had like 2 kilometers of range left, I now have 62 kilometers of range left. So I can get to the place that I'm going and then go fill it up. And then Fennec says, isn't this the Chrysler that you're mad at? Yes, and I am hopefully this summer going to be trading it in for a fully electric car, because my partner has a van. And it's a hybrid. It's not a plug-in hybrid, it's just a standard hybrid. But if I get a fully electric car, because we don't need something that can fit all of the kids, since we have 2 vans. If we can fit most of the kids, then that'll get like most of our puttering around town done without touching a gas station. And the ability of just like plugging it in at home and not having to worry about going to get gas. Like I'm pushing back on your statement that gas is convenient.
No, gas is convenient.
No, it's not.
Just being able to go somewhere, press a button, and then within like 35 seconds I'm good to go again. That is definitionally convenience.
No, yeah, but you have to go somewhere. For me, I just push a button when I get home.
Wait, hold on, Rhino.
I'm ready to go in the morning.
If you're driving your car anywhere, you are definitionally going somewhere.
Yeah, and
the
I'm
whole
always
like
late.
you have to be going somewhere
running
first,
late, so I don't have time for gas.
That's a skill issue.
You told me to level up. I don't know if you saw my comment after that, but it was I did level up, but all the skill points went to my ADHD.
An ADHD wizard, level 1 in every skill, but you can cast them all at the same time.
Yes.
This level 1 fireball may not be enough to kill you, but with this level 1 frostbolt and level 1 poison and this holy smite, I don't know where I got it, all of them together, maybe the legion of D6s will do the damage. Pretty sure one of those was a cantrip with D4. Don't remember. Don't check me on that.
Okay. Okay. Just a second. The stream is going to lose our audio for a second as I just... Wait, no, I can... Wait, if I go into studio mode... How the fuck do I go into studio mode? I forget how to do this.
You press the studio mode button in the controls section of OBS.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so if I do this right, then this shouldn't interrupt the stream, but I'm distracted by... not doing stuff, so hopefully you guys can still hear me, but you might not be able to.
I guess we'll find out. Man, the heat wave must be dying down because my room feels ice cold now.
I accidentally cut off my camera instead of turning off studio mode. Can you still see me, Cirrus?
I can see you.
Okay. Now, let's see if I can do this. Hey, there we go. We got the YouTube chat. VR, you're not starting a reality show a la 19 Kids and Counting? No. Fuck no. I just, I happen to date someone that has 2 kids, and I already had 3 kids. Cirrus stream can't hear the oohs. Please fix your setting for his maximum annoyance. Why would Cirrus' stream not be able to hear the oohs? Wait, in order to fix that, I'd have to route all my system sounds through the fucking stream. So yeah, I guess I could do that, but then you'd hear all the other little beeps and bops and whatnot. Not that that really matters. It doesn't happen often, but sure. Okay. You get my system sounds now, so you guys should be able to hear the oohs.
Oh, whoa.
That was one that you should be able to hear anyway.
Yep, I hear it. Right. God damn it, Stevie. I'm gonna go kill myself.
Hey, it's a Growlith. We can finish the stream this way. I think the audience is good with that.
No, Stevie just decided to make me say words just the forced way. I have files on why I shouldn't do that. Right here.
Ha. Okay, people are saying I had an audio gaffe. Please don't do that again. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I set it up so that my Go XLR sample buttons should theoretically work. They hadn't worked before I reinstalled Windows, and then when I had to reinstall everything fresh, I was like, hey, maybe I'll try them again. Maybe they will work again. And everything seemed to be working, but apparently not.
Fuck you, Stevie. Here's your ooh. There, you got it.
Somebody make a clip of that so I can add it to my mix.
God fucking balls! Why? Come here, Growlithe. Hey, baby. Hi, how you doing? Hello.
My dog is not with me.
Mine is like 3 pounds lighter from shaving.
They do that.
The heat wave was really bad, so her hair needed to go.
Okay, so on to what we ostensibly stream about.
Usually, sometimes. If we're lucky.
New study finds it's a self-referential joke. So there are a few stories. There are lots of stories that we will not be covering tonight because lots has been happening the last few weeks. Yeah, I'm not covering anything Supreme Court related because fuck that noise. It's too depressing.
You don't want to talk about the ability to assassinate people?
Yeah, like how that's
legally?
That's like literally explicitly mentioned in the dissenting opinions.
Yep.
As something that this ruling would allow. Yeah. Or the fact that of the very few things that were explicitly defined as to what counts as an official action, any use of the military is included in there. So that's the sending SEAL Team 6 to assassinate your enemies.
That's also something that the early pages of Project 2025 specifically state that needs to be allowed.
Yeah, there's also we'll get into this in a little bit, but part of that ruling was that they can't even subpoena evidence for unofficial, for anything related to unofficial crimes if the evidence came from anything official. And you can't look into their motives or anything. So that brings into question whether or not is campaigning an official act? Does it get retroactively official act? If you do things illegally to cover up illegal things you did in your campaign while you were president, you can't subpoena that evidence. And so that actually will be relevant to one of the stories we are covering tonight. So I do want to mention that. I will also not be covering, I imagine you covered this already, the Project 2025 guy who said that we're in a second American Revolution and it can remain bloodless as long as the left lets it. That's fucking terrifying.
Can't hear you because okay, there we go. I'm just gonna request for anybody in my chat, if you are sending donos, please do not make Blizzy say like long fucking sentences.
Because I don't hear those, so I just keep on talking.
I just have to just suffer through it when it happens. Thank you for the resubscription from the Prime. I appreciate it. But
yeah, no, I was talking about the Kevin Roberts from the Heritage Foundation and that thing that he said where
I covered that in my first video, the one that went out today. That was fucking scary because that's literally the abusive parent threat of I'm gonna beat you if you do this, and it's going to be your fault I beat you. Like that's all it was.
Yeah. We're also not going to cover the increase in infant mortality rate in Texas that was directly linked to their restricted abortion access.
Why are you handing me a sock?
Because dogs love socks.
Yeah, he just handed me a sock.
Yeah, my dog does that all the time.
Here you go,
just show up with a random kid's sock in her mouth that she found on the floor somewhere because the kids never put their socks away. And
he just probably grabbed his from the laundry basket.
Also, in later news, James Inhofe died.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy that's famous for bringing a snowball into Congress and being like, look at the snow that there was outside today, therefore climate change isn't real.
How long do you have to hold on to that snowball for it to not just melt in the middle of Congress?
I don't know, but that's the thing that he's famous for. And this is one of the problems with electing old people to office, because like he has died now, and he did not live long enough to actually see any of the significant consequences of his anti-climate change activism. I mean, it is starting. Like, I was under a tornado watch today. That's not something that happens here very often.
Damn.
It has been happening like while I was growing up in this area. We had one tornado when I was like a kid, but like we were never under a tornado watch. Ironically, that was the tornado that ripped up the drive-in theater that was playing Twister that night. They weren't actually open that night. The urban legend is that they were open and it was screening, and it was actually at the scene where the tornado was ripping up the drive-in theater when the tornado ripped up the drive-in theater.
This movie's really immersive!
But no, there was a really bad weather that night, so they closed and said no movies. But yeah, but like in the last 5 or 6 years, there's been at least 1 or 2 tornado watches every single year. And that is very unusual for us.
That's a direct result of climate change.
Yeah,
it turns out when hot and cold air get to mix in ways they normally don't, we get lots of weird shit happening.
Schrodinger's cat saying almost every storm system spawns tornado watches. Yeah, but not here. We get lots of storms every year. This is the first tornado watch, or like the tornado watches are the rare thing. Rosina says we need more sulfur in the atmosphere to cool the earth. So that's why the Satanists are right. Hail Satan.
Bring the sulfur into the atmosphere from the depths.
Yeah.
Or we can just get a whole bunch of rotten eggs in the atmosphere. That smells from sulfur.
Yes. Okay, sure. There's actually a sulfur mine not too far away from here, and there's a tunnel that goes under a canal that is near the mine, and it smells like farts. So my kids refer to that as the fart tunnel. So that's fun.
Growlithe, do you need me to let you out now? It's not 10 o'clock, you jerk.
This is a free elf. Growlithe just got back in. I was all excited when I saw you take Growlithe out earlier, because I'm like, oh, this means Growlithe will not interrupt the show.
Nope. And she's just being a butt now. Give me a second.
Okay.
Come on, Growlithe.
FedEx says I need to... where am I going? I need to step up my article game. Growlithe and Rhino had their bathroom breaks synced. Oh, has Cirrus taken Growlithe out while I've been off to pee in the past? That was a hat that just happened, right? No, not a hat. Hydrate. Yeah, okay. So I hydrated. Oh, yeah. So, how's everybody doing? Well, we wait for Sirs to get back from let the dog out. We're standing Team Rocket. Yeah. Growlithe is learning how time works. Growlithe always goes pee at 10 o'clock, in my experience. Italian Shakespeare says, I'm fine, how are the kids? The kids are okay. At least one of them is very mad at me. Because they rotate through the different chores. Because some of the chores just suck, so we don't want to have, like, one kid doing the worst chore all the time. And it's his week on dish duty, and he fucking hates it, and he's fucking terrible at it. So, like, every time a dish comes out that's like, oh, this is still dirty. You need to wash this again. He gets, like, pissed. It's like, Can you adopt Dapper Dinosaur drinking rules? I don't know what Dapper's drinking rules are. And I also don't have any alcohol tonight, so no. Fennec said, I had therapy today. Good for you. Therapy is good. Therapy is good and fun. Well, not always fun. Probably usually not fun. Therapy is expensive, yes, that it is. I have multiple children that all need therapy. And actually the autism diagnosis for one of them took the therapy from not being covered by the by OHIP, which is our government health insurance, to now it is covered by OHIP. So they get to go to therapy for free now. But before that, it's like $150 a session, and you're supposed to go like once a week at least. So it's like $600 a month just in therapy for one of my children. And like, they all have a dead mother, so they all need therapy. Second one is they have been diagnosed with ADHD, and there is an autism assessment coming up, and the psychiatrist is basically like, yeah, no, I'm 99% certain that they have autism, but we have to get the ADHD under control before we do the assessment for autism. So like, they're just dialing in the medication for that, and then when there's an autism diagnosis there, they will get free therapy as well. And then I'll only have to pay for one of them, and then maybe I'll be able to afford to send me to therapy. So that's fine.
All right, I live now.
Okay, yeah, we're just talking about how prohibitively expensive therapy is, especially when you have 3 children that all need therapy. Not to mention yourself.
Yeah. Just so here in the States, it was 80 a session, something like that.
Oh, that's bloody cheap. I wish it was only 80 a session. 150 a session is the cheap ones here. Alex Merkel says, wait, therapy isn't covered by Canadian healthcare by default. I thought you were supposed to be a woke country. So it sometimes is in certain situations, but you have to, like, to get the government covered stuff, you have to either have a diagnosis like autism, in which case, super easy to get my oldest into therapy. But for myself, it's like you go on the waiting list for one specific clinic, and then there's literally one clinic in all of the Niagara region that is the one that you go to if you've got the government paying for your therapy. And it's not a big one either, so like they've got a long waiting list. And then once you're in, you get 6 sessions. And then you're done. If you don't fix your brain in 6 sections, tough luck.
That's
so
not how therapy works, though.
That is not how therapy works. Ever had a breakdown during super basic psych evaluation? I have not, no. But I can understand how that could happen. What's that? Oh, that's a hat.
Oh, wear the fucking hat.
Cyrus hasn't seen this hat yet.
World's okayest bisexual.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I broke this out on the stream, everybody's like, "Oh, is this you coming out?" I'm like, no.
Be funny if it was, though.
Yeah, maybe I should have saved it for that, because I'm sure that's going to come at some point.
You said come with bisexual as the topic.
I did.
I am a mature individual.
I was trying to figure out how to put a joke into that. And Trappy's like, I thought you came out a few videos ago.
Trying to figure out how to put a joke into that. Meanwhile, in the breeding circles.
Rosina says spoon with a man while wearing a super comfy Sonic onesie. I feel like
I will not be wearing the Sonic onesie. I will not be wearing the Sonic onesie, and nobody in my chat can make me wear the Sonic onesie.
My chat is arguing about whether or not I've come out as bisexual.
You're not supposed to come out. You're supposed to come in like a real man.
I know, but like, I haven't officially, but like, I've pointed out that I have my partner is convinced that I am bisexual, and so I'm kind of soft adopting the label bi-curious.
That's understandable.
Apparently I've soft adopted it hardly enough, or hard enough.
Hard enough.
Was it hard enough? That people thought that it was.
If it's
just
hard enough for long enough, it becomes soft enough afterwards.
And then I'm out. Sure.
Jesus Christ, man! My nose is so itchy from playing with my animals. Jesus. God.
Christina said I didn't mention Cirrus in my fantasy. Yeah, but Cirrus is the one with the Sonic onesie.
Yeah, it's right behind me.
All right, I'm going to pronounce this name wrong on purpose because I think that's funny. Cluel Sexpert. Clueless expert.
Clueless expert.
But it says it's got Sexpert right in the name.
Cluel Sexpert.
Says, do you even need to come out when everybody knows already? I haven't really talked about it on my main channel, so the coming out will be when I wear this hat on my main channel. So, joke's on you, I'm ace. So, some aces still have sex. I know that's a wild thing for people that aren't really familiar with aces to think about, but like, that is a thing that happens.
Being asexual does not mean you are sex repulsed. That is a different thing entirely.
Yep. Well, that's actually I'm sure I've mentioned this on stream before. The last book I read was The Orphan's Tale by Catherine Valente. Fantastic book, but one of the so it's a series of nested stories. It's perfect for someone with ADHD because like each chapter is just a piece of a story, and then like in each story the character will meet someone in the story who then starts telling another story, and it's like got this nesting thing going on, and there's like it's always easy to figure out where you are. She wrote it brilliantly that you can always you can always remember the details of the story. Like she gives just enough background or whatever. My partner's in the chat saying, "Where are the boobs?" We were just talking about Nazis, honey.
I know, but it's over.
You could not see these tits.
Cannot see these tits, says Cirrus.
Man, Growlithe is very antsy today because I've just been hearing her bark in the backyard.
Yeah, so Matryoshka stories. Yeah, that's a good description of it. But so one of the interesting things about it is that often a character that will be the protagonist of one story becomes the antagonist of another one. And so like you have to like you have this flip-flopping empathy of like, I feel for you here, but you're kind of a dick here. Yep. And there are a lot of morally gray characters that they're not necessarily good or bad per se. Like it's a fantastic book, and like the
or characters who are bad, but within the context of where they are, there's a reason for every action they're taking, and they don't necessarily have much of a choice. Or characters who have grown up in an environment where it would literally have been impossible for them to turn out any other way if they are currently bad, because there was no other like better stimuli for them.
Yeah. Hillbilly says Russian nesting stories. Are we talking about the Facebook boomers? No, we're talking about The Orphan's Tales by Catherine Valente, which is fantastic. Can't recommend it. Can't recommend it enough. Yeah,
Jesus.
and that's basically. Your dogs are needy little bastards today.
I know, right? It's never been like this,
My dog.
but apparently today.
You want to say hi? You want to say hi to the people? Give me. Butters? Come, Papa. Hey, come in. She's doing this very. Oh no! Hey! You're the worst, traitor, little traitor. Come on, give here, you traitor. She went straight over to Mummy. I was the one calling her. She's tired. Says, "This is my bedtime. Why are you making me go on camera?"
Well, come on then, both of you. Since obviously my entire life must revolve around y'all. I see.
I got one too.
Oh
Mine-
boy.
Mine's a sleepy puppy.
Yours is sleepy and little.
Yeah. Doremo 10 says this is why I'm a cat person. Counterpoint. Cats are nowhere near as friendly or trainable. Like, you can train them,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, they like, and like I've the cat people all say like, oh no, cats are friendly to people that they like and that like them. I know, but it's not the same. Like I grew up with cats. I had a cat myself before this dog came into my life. But it's just not the same. Like the dog will follow you around the house and enjoy your company and wag her tail at you every time she sees you. You make eye contact with the dog, she starts wagging her tail and gets excited that you looked at her.
I mean,
There's-
I have one cat that does that, and that's Gigi. But it's on cats. It's a very case by case basis when they're like that.
Yeah.
But Gigi will follow me around everywhere, whether I go to a different room or whether if I leave the house, she will walk out with me, and she's like followed me all around the property before. The only difference between her and Growlithe is she doesn't need a leash. She'll just walk around with me with no issue.
Yeah, so Sean Helfin says, okay, I'll argue on the cats being friendly because I actually had to tell my cats to stop rubbing against me at times. I don't disagree. Like, I know I had a very affectionate cat. Like the Periwinkle, my cat before Puddles arrived. Well, there was a little overlap there, but she had her heart condition. She ended up dying, but yeah, we knew she was dying for like a year. But like, yeah, she was a very affectionate cat. She was a very friendly cat, but like the type of affection was different. It was just very different.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs are smarter than cats. I know cat people
They
don't
are.
like cat people don't like to hear that because they'll be like, "Oh, cats are too smart to train them. They're not going to fall for your bullshit." But it's like, no, it's actually
it's because
dogs
they're
pick up
less
on
smart.
it easier because they are more socially attuned. Okay, I'm not saying cats are not friendly, guys. Come on, Drew. I'm not saying they're not friendly. I'm saying dogs are more friendly. And
Don't you understand?
quality
You
is different.
said you like waffles. That means you hate pancakes.
I don't like either, actually.
Then you're not American.
You're right, I'm not. Give me my breakfast poutine.
Congratulations. Why did I hear "give me that breakfast poutine" in the same cadence as "give me that Christian side hug"?
Cats are friendly because they want to eat your face. Dogs are friendly because you're the best. Smartness does not equal being socially attuned. No, but there are more neural connections in a dog's brain than in a cat's.
So are we doing Rhino's chat? Are we unironically doing the thing where we all collectively understand what he is saying and what he is meaning, but being pedantic is funny because it's better to model yourself after one of the worst YouTubers on the platform than it is to actually get anything done in conversation? Is that what we're doing? Because if so, I'm totally on board. I just want to know.
So I've actually been working to be less pedantic in my videos, because one of the reasons they've gotten so long in recent years is because every time I get a comment correcting me on something, I make a mental note of that, and next time that thing comes up, I incorporate that into what I'm saying. And so then everything that I've said, just like over time, it has gotten longer and longer and longer. But then it started occurring to me that, like, it happened a few weeks ago when somebody was like, I used the term non-avian dinosaur, and I got somebody in the comments who was like, oh, that's such a stupid term to use. Why you got to use that? Like, we all know when you say dinosaur, you mean the not bird ones. And when you say bird, you mean the not dinosaur. Like, well, they are dinosaurs, but like, yeah, you know, like everybody knows what you mean when you say birds and dinosaurs.
We know we're talking about Jurassic Park.
Yeah. And so when I responded to that comment, my gut reaction is like, yeah, but I want to be technically correct, because like if I don't say non-avian dinosaurs, then someone's going to be in my comments correcting me saying non-avian. I'm like, wait a minute. Comments are good for engagement. So maybe if I like let some of this stuff slide, that doesn't matter anyways, that's going to get the pedants angry and get them commenting in my videos, that'll be good for engagement. So like everybody still knows what I'm talking about. I'm not doing any misconceptions.
Would you say
you're
attracted to the pedants then?
I think I see where you're going with this, and I don't like it.
You headed me off at the pass.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer that question. I plead the fifth.
You're not American. You can't do that.
No, but we do have the equivalent in Canadian.
Oh,
although
it's
it's less sweeping.
You can't just apply it to everything and it works.
Yeah, there are more situations in Canada where they can be like, no, you actually do have to testify here. Okay, dog, either sit down or leave. Thank you. Okay. Nope.
Pedant sexual rhino is the name of your...
No.
Pedant.
Why is that the one? Why is that the one chat in my side of things that you read? So mean to Puddles, how dare? Yeah, okay. Think about dogs though. I was just mildly annoyed at her. I'm not going to phase her. She's going to love me just as much. Cat? No, they will spurn you if you accidentally do something like step on their tail or something. Whereas like the dog, you could accidentally step on her paw, have her yelp in pain, and then she'll come right over to you for snuggles to make it feel better.
Like, oh, I'm happy now. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you stepped on me.
Yeah, basically. Rosina Keller says Castle Grayskull? Oh, the honor of Grayskull.
I shall lift my schlong above my head, and fantastic magical powers will be imbued into me.
Have you seen the new series?
I haven't seen the new series yet, no.
She talks a lot about being able to feel her inside her. Because I guess, what's her fate? What's her name? She-Ra. She-Ra is a different person from whatever her name is when she's not She-Ra.
Oh,
Adora, that's her name. She-Ra and Adora are two different people that share a body, sort of thing. And there's one point where like She-Ra is not coming out anymore, or she lost the sword that brings She-Ra out. But then she's like, I still feel her inside me. And
okay,
yeah,